Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff from the Cyber Pro podcast, back with another episode. Today, we've got Akash from Google, who's going to be telling us a little bit more about why cybersecurity should be implemented earlier on in the development cycle as opposed to being an afterthought. So, on that, let's jump in. Akash, good morning. How are you? Please tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Hey Jeff, how are you? I'm good. So I am working as a security software engineer in the infrastructure team in the Chrome security org, and we are working on getting the browser release process secure and as well as the Chrome OS, and making sure that everything in the infrastructure side of the Chrome is uh, well protected, so that the products we ship to the 3 billion users are well protected. That's the major goal that we have. We do a lot of security reviews and make sure everything's code reviewed.
I love that's hilarious. Our 3 billion customers. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Question question number two. Share with us the most fascinating part about being a cyber professional during these crazy times.
Yeah. So let starting to think about crazy times, right? So when we went work from home, one of the major thing was everyone's connecting their corporate laptops from their home network, which can be as open as a honeypot, right? So that was a crazy time. That was definitely one of the cherry on top already, that we are seeing so much whaling kind of attacks where people target corporate employees and their laptops, with the hack in the Twitter tool chain recently last year, and all the other hacks that even go unnoticed, right? So yeah, this has been particularly difficult times, but as it can be difficult, but that's what makes us interested and focused on the work that we are doing, and it shows how much impact we can have. Like, user trust is one of the major things everyone is looking for nowadays.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you said the number of hacks that happen that we don't even hear about. So
Right.
that floats perfectly into question number three, which is, we hear all day, every day that cybersecurity is not only a top concern, but only growing and getting bigger. When you hear that statement, what does that mean to you?
So to me, that is very close to my heart, to be honest. Like, it's been about 7 8 years I have been involved in security, and since this last 7 years, what I have seen is security is taking new forms. So as we are getting sophisticated with our computer systems, people are getting access to information easily. And as people are getting access to information easily, so you can look up, for example, I'd give you a random example where you can just look up a hack or exploit on internet pretty easily nowadays, and just perform it on the open web, in any open web services that are like publicly available. So the amount of information we are giving for the good, we are also distributing that information, which is like not essential. You don't know how users or people who are consuming that information is going to use it. So that's really fascinating to me. Like, we are giving out information, but how how people are going to use it. So nowadays the industry is also like adapting and like making security a priority since the beginning, and that is one thing I really like push on. Getting into security as soon as you have a design or even thinking about a product is makes sense. And one thing that I like to share with like my colleagues every day is like, the security folks that are sitting right beside you are not trying to block your production features. We are trying to help you get there faster. So involving security as soon as you can is something really important nowadays. Especially, you can see all the um, trust issues with the with the all the products that we use every day. So that's very important. Personally speaking, from experience of working in a fintech, where users are sharing deep information like social security numbers, right? Although I have strong opinions about social security numbers, but apart from that, like sharing that kind of information requires a bigger trust from a user. And when a user is trusting you, it's our responsibility as software engineers or security engineers to make sure that the trust is well protected. So user privacy, user trust, and all those things needs to be protected and needs to be prioritized. It's not an afterthought.
Yeah, to steal a comment that you yourself made earlier, if you have a product and you don't have the customer's trust, you don't have a product at all. I thought that was very well put. So thank you for those insights. And you know what? We ran through this podcast fantastically. I want to finish it off on a fun note. So our last question is, tell us a little bit about your favorite piece of retro technology and why it makes you smile.
Okay, that makes me think a little bit. So one of the things that really fascinates me is like when I was a kid, when I was first introduced to the computers in the 90s, I used to use floppy drives and like disk drives. So recently, I went into one of the labs that we have in Chrome OS, and there I saw one of the CD drives, and it was 700 MB or something. And then that's when I realized, like, nowadays every software or anything that we use, it's like getting so much huge, bigger and bigger every day. Like the disk space is like not enough, right? And as we are moving towards cloud, everything's moving up there. So that's really something that puts a smile on my face. Like it makes me feel old, to be honest. Like I used to use this, but nowadays, like kids won't even know like there was something like a memory device that you can carry around in your pocket. So that, yeah, that's one of the things that really uh, funny.
Yeah, one of the most fascinating things about technology, and I think everybody agrees to one level or another, is how quickly technology evolves. And
Right.
when you superimpose that against the history of humanity, how much leaps and bounds we've made in the last generation as compared to, the last 2,000 years as opposed to the last 20 years. It's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your time today, Akash. This has been awesome. I wanted to share with our viewers, for those of you who don't know, the Cyber Pro podcast posts 2 to 3 new episodes a week. We strive to find different viewpoints about this incredibly large area called cybersecurity, how quickly it's changing, and how it affects our lives. So thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you again soon. Akash, again, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Jeff. Have a good one.